So it is property tax appraisal time in Texas. And I am going to go over how to fill out a protest for your property's value. So if you're in the state of Texas, I'm doing the Montgomery County form, so stick around. Most of them are pretty much the same.
So this here is what your appraisal district form that comes in the mail. It should have came out middle of April. You have to have your protest in by May 15th. I have some of our personal information covered up there. This is a property that my husband and I own. As you can see here, my last year value on this property was $24,120, and proposed this year is $35,900. One thing to note on a property tax appraisal, the market value on there is not the same as a market value if you were gonna sell your home. So you don't want those two to match. So obviously my value has gone up more than 50%. If you wanna fill this form out online, you've gotta have this number here on your form. Not everybody will have that. Usually Montgomery County does about 50% of theirs where you can protest online. So just keep that in mind. The protest form is usually in the same envelope and comes behind the appraisal value. So here on section 1, if you are over 65 or disabled, military service member, military veteran, or spouse of military service, you would check one of these boxes. We are not any of those. Here is our name is here, and then our mailing address is there. I have that blacked out. You'll want to put your phone number and your email. In section 2, they're going to have the physical address and your legal address. When fighting the market value, you're going to want to check either incorrect appraised value and value is unequal compared with other properties, or incorrect appraised value. I always check this one here. And then in this next section down here, I do not put an amount here. And then in this box, this is the most important. You're gonna wanna put the most obsolescent things about your property. If you've got a home on it, you wanna make sure if it needs a new roof, it needs an AC, you're marking that in there. If you're near a railroad track, a high line, a major freeway, there's multiple use properties such as commercial nearby, a cell phone tower, train, all that kind of stuff. You wanna mark that in that box. On the next section, we're talking about, do you want a conference with an appraiser office before protest hearing? I always mark no, and I mark no on number 2. Do you request a hearing with a single ABR panel? In the next section, you get to decide how you want your appointment to be: in person, telephone, video conference, written affidavit. I always do video conference. Here in section 6, we're talking about notices. So you want to make sure you're checking yes on all of these boxes. I do email. Yes, I want text. Yes, I want. Here in section 7, that is for properties over 52 million. So unless your property is appraised at over 52 million, you're not filling anything out on section 7. And then on the next section, you're going to choose property owner. Property owner's agent would be if you've hired a lawyer to do it for you. And then you're going to print your name here, sign it, and date it. And you want to get this form in the mail before May 15th. So a couple of other things about fighting your property taxes. Once you've filled out a protest, they do have to send you the comps that they have used to come up with the value on your property. So if you've got a home on that property, which we don't on this property, you want to look at the comps and maybe reach out to your realtor. If you're in the Montgomery County, Harris County, San Jacinto County, Liberty County, Polk County areas, I can help you with that. But what a realtor can do is pull up those comps that the county used and compare those to your property, and help you line out differences about your house compared to that house, whether it be the lot size, number of bedrooms, square footage, location. One neighborhood is going to be valued differently than the next neighborhood that maybe one's unrestricted and one's restricted, and they're using those comps and they're not comparable. So that I recommend is reaching out to an agent to help you with that part of it. Also remember, when you're doing a property protest, you're trying to show your house is not worth what the county is saying. So you're looking for those obsolescence things, foundation issues. Make sure you're putting that stuff in your the box where you're putting in things that are different about your property. And other things that it could be is that it hasn't been updated in several years. Maybe if you're on block and beam, it's not leveled. You have flooding issues on your property if you're in a flood zone, or if the water doesn't drain really well. I also recommend taking pictures of anything like the AC being older, the roof needing repair, the foundation cracked, where your property floods at, any obsolescence such as a freeway, cell phone tower, all of those things. You want to take a picture of those from your property and send it in with this form, because that's going to help you. And what's going to happen once you send this form in is the county is most likely going to send you an offer back. Sometimes they don't, but most of the time they will send you an offer back saying, okay, we value it at this. And then at that point, you can either take that value or you can go to the hearing and weigh in your case. And also, sometimes it helps to bring in some good comps. So if you contact your agent and get some comps, now the comps that would be used for this property are not going to be for 2023. It's for the end of 2022. So I would say the last 6 months of 2022 is what you need comps from. My name's Jackie Canada. I'm a broker here in Houston area, and I'd love to help you with real estate.